What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Bad Wolf. Well, not dressed in black today. Got to change it up a little bit. So we're gonna go by it's your man, the Bad Wolf, or the Gray Wolf. Well, I got a little gray in the beard, but whatever it is, what it is. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for checking out the video. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe, but only if you like the content that we have here. Now, this particular information is more so going to be for my other channel, which is the Bad Wolf Media channel, also on YouTube. So you can check me out over there. I'll upload this information on that one. But that particular channel is more so for odds and ends, health, and crazy things. Whereas the main channel, which is James C. Lovett, my handle over there is at the Bad Wolf, so you can find me either way, searching either one of those things. And well, here you are. So let's get to the information. Um, so normally I talk about your status correction. If you guys don't know what that's about, definitely check me out on James C. Lovett if you're not already over there checking it out. But I like to mix it up a little bit and put a little from there over here and a little bit from here over there. So anyway, all right. So for my normal people on James C. Lovett, you may not find all this exciting, but I promise you I would always bring you guys interesting stuff. So this particular video is about grounding, okay? Um, Using the earth as a ground. Now, I went to school for electrical engineering technology and software development and some other things. So I'm very familiar with how energy works. I can literally design things from the circuit component level on up. I understand Boolean logic and NANDs, ANDs, NORs, gates, all the good stuff that make a computer and really almost any technology work. Unless you're talking about the off-world stuff, they won't let me get my hands on that quite yet. But anyway, um, but coming soon to a something near you, we'll just say. All right. So anyway, grounding. What is it? Exploring earth sciences and the benefits behind it. Now, the information I'm bringing to you was done and medically reviewed by a lady by the name of Deborah Rose Wilson. So credit goes off to her for some of this information, and some of it is just from what I've personally experienced and done. So, what is grounding? Grounding is where in any electrical circuit, energy is being transferred to or from. Okay, it's circles. So one of the problems that we have as people, we wear, well, shoes, okay, all the time, which means we're insulated from the ground. Now, why is that a big deal? Okay, well, our ancestors always had their feet on the ground all the time. Now, everything I'm going to tell you here is based on my experience, and it is EDU and it is entertainment. Do your own research, consult with your own physicians before doing anything you see here or on my other channel, whether it's medical, professional, whatever else. All right. So, in a circuit, in order to have a closed circuit, okay, you have to have it where the energy goes around in a circle. It doesn't just go to a point and end. Okay. Now, here's a fun fact that I want you to know. Your house is also on an open circuit, which means that the electricity that's running through your house is coming in by what's known as apparent power because you're apparently using it, but you're apparently not using all of it. And it goes right back out through the meter. You're harnessing a little bit of it and you're charged on that little bit that you're using, but they're getting a majority of it back. Yeah, there's that. But shh, they don't want you to know that. Anyway, so same thing, but what's happening is because we are power generators, we are living, we consume food, we're generating energy. But we've got things such as ions, typically positive ions that build up in us, and also uh, some people go into other energies or whatever else. But the whole thing about it is that these ions, positive ions, are considered, despite the name positive, are supposed to actually be not as good for your body. Now, negative ions are what you see, smell, taste, and whatever else after it rains, and you've got that really fresh smell, clean, crisp smell. Those will be your positive ions. And as a side note, for those of you guys who are old enough, if you're like my age, do you remember going on family trips and there being lots of bugs on the road that ended up being like splattered across the windshield? You drive for like an hour or two, then dad would have to pull over and wipe off all the bug guts because it would be, just bees and gnats and huge dragonflies, butterflies, all that stuff. Where did they all go? Interesting, because in the web of life, this shows you that we are making so many cities, so much air pollution, so much farm pesticides that all the bugs are starting to disappear. Not all of them, but I remember being a kid, we'd have tons of grasshoppers on our lawn, and I live in the city. I ain't seen a grasshopper in I don't know how long. Crickets every once in a while. Just something to think about. That's the web of life. All right. So, anyway, I digress. So, in any electrical system, you need to discharge that energy. It needs to go somewhere. So, if we're, carrying around these positive ions, it can be alluded that our ancestors did not have that problem because they were always grounded. They're always touching the ground. Remember, we are supposed to be in tune with the Earth's frequency, like 7 hertz, 8 hertz, 9 hertz. Okay. Touching the ground removes the positive ions from your body because they want to find the negative wants to find the positive. So the negative ones come into your body, causing you to be healthier, and the positive ones go and discharge into the ground. So I've known about grounding. My mom's from Arkansas, so is my dad. So a lot of times they would be outside barefoot, even here in the city or wherever they were, which caused them to be a lot healthier. But when they got older, and you could attribute some of this to, just age as well, they didn't ground as much. You kept the shoes on and whatever else, because people are like, oh, don't go outside without your shoes on. I do it to this day, okay, which could be one of the reasons why I have a slightly healthier than average system, plus not to mention all the vitamins and exercise that I get in. So, but for the last couple of months, I've been waking up tired, a little bothered, stressed, stiff neck, so I've been changing some vitamins and, doing some new things, trying to exercise more, which is one thing. Since the C19, I definitely will say I have not been quite nearly as active. And also because of that whole scenario, the plan in the demic, if you will, um, I can definitely say that I haven't gone out and danced or been a social. Okay. Now, we won't go into all of the things behind that particular scenario. We're going to talk about the grounding. So, Wolf, what is it? So, there's multiple ways to ground. So, we're going to just kind of read a little bit about what they have discovered through science. Grounding is also called earthing. It is a therapeutic technique that involves doing activities that ground or electrically connect you to the earth. Okay? So this practice relies on earth science and grounding physics to explain electrical charges. Okay, the earth from the earth can have positive effects on your body. This type of grounding therapy isn't entirely the same technique that is used in mental health treatment. So for all that, please consult your licensed person. Grounding is currently under research, though it's been done for thousands upon thousands of years. However, most recent scientific research has explored that this information has been able to, with what they've done thus far, shown to reduce inflammation, cardiovascular disease, muscle damage, chronic pain, mood, and various other things. They have been able to prove that we are, in fact, in a living matrix and that this does have a type of benefit to your cells. Now, one of the things I want to talk about with your cells is the mitochondria. A lot of people are sleeping on this. Okay, there are natural supplements for your mitochondria. Your mitochondria are like your CEOs in each cell. So sure, you're taking some basic vitamins and whatever else, but your mitochondria, they're the ones who produce the energy in the cell to tell everybody, hey, get going, let's do this, let's work together. So making sure the CEOs are taken care of is probably going to be a good thing So, but do your own research, contact your doctor, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to repeat that anymore. You should know that by now. All right. So the electrical system in your body conducts these functions that affect your immune system, your defense, helps remove antioxidants, all of these things. Okay. So basically, here they're talking about in a study, okay, they did blood measurement taken before and after grounding to determine any changes in the red blood cell fluidity. Okay. And they also measured the creatine kinase, white blood cell count, pain levels. The blood work indicated that grounding reduced muscle damage and pain in participants. This subject suggests that grounding may influence healing abilities. Okay. It also says that, let's see. Okay, so we're going to go into types of grounding. You can do walking barefoot. Okay. Also, our ancestors, if you will, whether you want to call them cave dwellers or hunter gatherers or just natives, whatever. Okay. They got grounding also from lying on the ground, skin to earth contact, exposing a large percentage of their body to the ground, relieving the body of these particular types of ions and electrical charges. You can also do this by being submersed in water. Probably one of the best ways right there. Okay. And another way that they have done this is using grounding equipment. Now, I will personally say that after knowing about outside grounding, smart as I am, almost 160 IQ, I didn't think about this next thing that I'm going to bring up, which is grounding while you sleep. What? Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. You laying in your bed is not necessarily grounding because it needs to be connected to the earth. So your clothing, your bed, your mattress, the feet on the bottom of your bed, your then carpet, the plastic mat liner, the carpet bedding, then the wooden floor does not provide a good or adequate grounding solution. Now, I am not saying you should do necessarily this. This is what I've done, but you find your own way, and we'll cover a couple of things. Now, what I've done is I already had a hole at the baseline of my wall in my room. So what I did is because I also went to school for electronics and electrical systems, so I know what I'm doing. But I connected my grounding wrist strap that we use in electronics. Okay, so it's a strap, metal piece on there, kind of attached like that. Has a metal conductive piece with a coily wire. I connected that with another wire down through the hole into the basement to the piping system, just your cold water. Okay. Your cold water pipes are what go into the ground, are connected to the ground and the earth or ground by being connected out that way. Now, there are house grounds and whatever else. I do not recommend normally just doing that because we don't know how those are set up. But typically, house grounds through the piping is a safe way to do this. Now, consult with your electrician and whoever else to make sure that your house is not wired weird or old school, or somebody who's lived in the house didn't do something properly to the water pipes or to the house ground, which is usually the all copper wire that goes through. You can find things such as your main I beams that are in your house. But once again, make sure that those are not connected to any other devices and whatever else, because you never know what's going on. Even for a piping ground, it can be. You should exercise caution because if there's an electrical storm, the ground might be charged. You never know what's going on. So do please consult somebody before doing said things. But me, I've checked online, everything looks good, so I went ahead and did that. Once again, these are my personal experiences. The literal first night that I did this, I woke up with more energy, more relaxed, and with less, I guess if you want to call it inflammation or stiff neck, stiff muscles, which really blew me away. So the next night I did it. Now mine just comes from me having done just normal things every day in the week, every day. Boom, 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 no matter what I did. Went and got massages, changed up my vitamins, all that stuff. Okay. So for 2 nights, I had good success. Third night, once again, I did it again. 3 nights in a row. Fourth night, I was like, okay, Maybe just it went away on its own, happens to be a coincidence. So didn't wear the grounding strap, back to sore, back to tired, back to groggy in the morning. I'm like, what the heck? Next night, grounded, success has been repeated. So now it's funny because I sleep with it almost every day, but I will say that it seems like every day it's getting less because I think that now that I've reduced so much of that, that my body's able to maintain itself, whereas before, we'll just say I was convoluted with that negative energy. The longer I use it, the more my body can help reduce it and remove it. So, do you need this all the time? No, or say at least for me. But I will now say that if I start to feel run down or whatever else, or I just want a better night of sleep, I'm going to ground. Plain as that. So, here, what they're talking about is using grounding equipment. So when going outside to ground yourself, it's an option. There are alternatives. One method of earthing involves connecting a metal rod to the ground outside and then connecting the rod to your body through a wire. If you're not comfortable using a metal rod to ground yourself, there are other grounding equipment and devices that are available, such as grounding mats, grounding sheets or blankets, grounding socks, grounding bands, and patches. So you can do all this. So what I'm going to do is either at the end of this video, I will have an Amazon link pop up that you can use to go and research and buy any of these grounding mats, materials, and socks, or do other shopping or whatever you want. Okay. Um, so why use grounding? Okay. And as always, all the information about all this material, including any discounts and offers, are also available on blacksite32.com. You can check out information there as well. It covers all of the disclaimers, and anything as far as anything that is paid and compensated will all be in that information. So there you go. All right. Now, in here, they're talking about they've done this for chronic fatigue. Okay. They've done studies on this, on chronic pain, on anxiety and depression, sleeping disorders, cardiovascular disease. Okay. So there are studies. I'm not going to read through every one of them. I just want you to be aware that they have done this. This includes hypertension, reduction of blood pressure for people. Now, remember, these are just my experiences and that there are studies on this. You can go and check out some information like this on places such as Healthline or on Google to validate the information. But as always, do your own research, especially from a trained professional. I know I said I wasn't going to say that, but I just want to say it one last time. So, risks of grounding. Many of the grounding techniques performed in nature, such as walking through grass, swimming on a beach, are relatively safe. Okay. But once again, even here, they're saying do not rely on such information for your absolute health. Go and see a professional. That's what it says here. So basically, the bottom line is grounding or earthing is a therapeutic technique that focuses on realigning your electrical energy by reconnecting to the earth. They're saying that right now there's little research behind grounding because it's something that they can't really get paid for. So your traditional or mainstream doctors are not going to recommend this nor know much about this. Okay. Trying to think of the guy's name. I think his name is Dr. Stephen Berg. One of the few doctors that I actually like and respect. He's got good work. He works between alternative and natural. So go and I recommend you watch his channel for a lot of good information. But through these small studies, they have been reported the benefits of inflammation, pain, mood, and much, much more. Okay. As always, be aware of your surroundings and be aware of the equipment that you use to reduce any potential risks. So that is all that they have to say on grounding. So once again, I will definitely say that I have used this, I have done this, and my hand as my witness that I have done this stuff and I have reaped the benefits of it. I feel good. Even today, I feel a lot better. All right. And I'll even put it on the personal side. I've gone out on a Saturday night, tossed back a couple, and woke up feeling a lot better after all of that, including using some, vitamins and, aspirin to kind of curb the who's spinning the house. Okay. And felt way better than I normally do with even just those things. Now, I'm not saying this is a substitute by any means. I'm just saying that if you have some of these symptoms and you want to attempt it, look up the research, converse with your people to make sure it's something for you, make sure that your house is wired properly, or you can figure out other alternatives. If you live in a warm area, just go and sleep outside, directly on the ground if you can. Um, or get a metal spike for the ground, and or just stand outside with your bare feet, no socks, no shoes, no nothing, or go for a swim, okay, and see how you feel later on. So once again, this is not advice, this is just my personal experiences, sharing some knowledge. See what works for you in all of your ways of life. I'm just providing a little extra information that might be of use to certain people that it qualifies and fits for. So that's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching this particular video. I got some more to make. According to the time here, one of my lives should be setting off soon or shortly. I'll talk to you guys later. Once again, the Bad Wolf bringing you guys some more fire information. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.